Hi, everybody. I just wanted to come on here and share my Nature Connect with my 61 subscribers. I see my channel is growing nicely. Do you hear the birds? Do you hear the owl? I hear an owl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I hear the birds. I hear different birds. Hear a dog barking. I hear people talking way over yonder on the other side, on the street that's on the other side of the woods. This is my favorite quiet neighborhood, very quiet. My daughter, whose husband is in Korea, she moved to El Paso, Texas for a few minutes to help my daughter out. She's there alone with her two kids, 8, 5. So she went over and helped her out a little bit. And now that her life is back on track again, my daughter just sent me a text this morning and tell me, Mama, I'm back in Georgia. I said, well, yeah, Texas got that BS going on over there. Just with my daughter. There's a lot. We moved here 20, we moved here in 1998 is when we moved here. And so they grew up here in quiet. And we was living in a quiet country. Before that, when they was in elementary school, 4-year preschool, kindergarten. That's where they grew up there. And before that, it was born in the country. So basically, me and my six siblings, we all born in nature. Mama said we born in nature. Like here, there's houses around me. Here, it's nature, but it's houses around me here. But when we were born, there were no houses. Houses were way apart. So we basically grew up in nature. And Mama said that's how where we were born. Mama lived in the woods, pulling up plants and trees, bringing them to the house and planting. I mean, she had the most flowers, and people driving on the road, they would stop just to compliment her on all these flowers that she dug up out of the woods and planted them all around the house. I still remember that I was a little girl. I don't even think I was in school then because I remember my first day of school. It was traumatic for me. And I say traumatic to the point where I hid under the dining room table and ate gum. Ate gum under the table. That's how traumatic my first day of school when I was 6 years old was. Because we grew up in nature. We didn't know nothing about people. Only people we knew was my cousins. That was my dad. My mom would take us to see our cousins. And we would be around them. I knew them, but outside of that, I really didn't know nothing about people. So when I went to first year grade high school, it was traumatic. I was scared. I was all by myself. My younger sister next to me. She's a year behind me, so she came that next year. But anyway, I'm just listening to these. I think it's like 4 different bird calls that I'm hearing. I heard a woodpecker a little bit ago. A woodpecker pecking on the trees. And a couple of nights ago, coming home, I heard a whippoorwill. I hadn't heard a whippoorwill in a long time. But I always associate whippoorwills and owls and stuff with somebody in the family moving on from this life. I've never been afraid of death. As a child, I always felt the older ones when they leave on naturally, grow old and go on. I just never thought there was nothing bad about it. Now that I'm a spiritual person, I understand what I didn't understand then. That We missed them here, but when they move on, they live their life and they move on. We celebrate the life they had here. I was a little girl. I think I was just fresh out of high school, but still felt like a 5-year-old little girl. And I couldn't speak about that because people think I was crazy. So I didn't talk about how I felt about things because it was always different from what other people thought. So when I speak, people thought I was crazy, so I just stopped talking. We can't talk about things. But I know now that the way we was back then was natural. We was closer to nature. We was closer to nature. We was more connected to nature, more connected to God, the Creator God, when we then. But as we live our life, this world makes us suppress things, suppress, suppress our natural self because it's not the norm. But that's 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 this world. So I'm just here enjoying nature. I come out here every day for a little while. I just get this sense, and I go looking out of the window. I see the sun. I see the sun moving from the east slowly. And once it get to a certain point, I just get this what I get this drive. I gotta come outdoor and connect with nature. Down there, it's warming up. Oh, this is I don't know what kind of bird that is, but he's a bird. Got a yellow underbelly. I've seen a lot of them. I don't know what kind of bird that is, but it's a beautiful bird. But but I don't know what I always stayed in the house during this time for a while, especially when I was sick and couldn't get out like I wanted to. Mind couldn't think. Now my mind is clear. I can think a lot better. Nature used to literally come in the house where I was. I would be in the house. The bird would be so loud that I would go to the door to see if I could see him. They were so loud. I could hear him like I can hear him. I hear I would be in the house watching TV and the birds would be so loud that I would come to that front door right there and I would just look. And I would see birds flying around there, dropping down in the yard, right here where I am, eating whatever they're eating. And I would get on that chair and I would write poetry about it. That's what I would do. Yeah. Over the years, especially when I was sick in the house, depressed on the chair, couldn't do anything but lay on the chair all day and get on a laptop. Literally have a laptop on a table. I would be laying on the couch and I would have a laptop on a table. And I would just lay there. And when I really couldn't do anything, I had just hand, and I would be on there typing poetry, laying down, typing poetry on a poetry site called neilpoet.com. I've been putting poetry on there since 2008 because I got sick in 2009. So online was, I didn't get calls or visits from friends because everybody thought I was just faking and want attention. So what I would do, I would just get online on Neilpoet and I would type poetry and I would go in the chat and my poet friends, they would talk me through it because they felt what I was going through, even though they didn't really know my business because I didn't talk my business. And different ones would be in the chat. We would go into the chat and they would talk to me. And it's been since 2008 and we're still friends. They got something stuff going on Neilport right now. And I get emails letting me know what's going on when I need, and I come in there and I help them set up a site. I help them give set up the platform for whatever workshop they want to do. That's kind of um, they need some ideas. It will send me a message with Barbara. We want to know what your idea on this. We need you this, and then I would go there. And I would do that. That's my poetry home. They're the ones that's been there for me through my like 7 years of depression, falling down, finding out in 2007 I had MS. Well, really found out in 2009 I had MS, But the lady she was like a midwife type lady. That's at doctor office. She told me because everybody else just got me coming in there every day, getting worse and worse and worse. She said, "Well, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. You have all the symptoms of MS, and I'm gonna prove it to you." So, and she got a pamphlet. She gave me the pamphlet. She showed me. Then I went online and did research, and sure enough, that's what it was. But the doctor wouldn't diagnose it for whatever reasons. Went to a specialist. He wouldn't diagnose it. He just run the same test and drove my insurance company crazy. And I say crazy, they literally tried to kick me off the insurance. Because the doctor was just running up bills, doing the same x-rays over and over again. That's what they were doing. You know, that's what they do. In 2013, I just stopped going to him. In 2013, I finally got another doctor, and he diagnosed it. I think he diagnosed it in 2016 is when he diagnosed it. But back then, he really helped me find out what's wrong. And slowly but surely, I listened to him, took the medication, and then with my healthy lifestyle blog I have on WordPress from when I first started in 2009. I got that blog. I got different blogs of nutrition and eating habits and things that you can do to kind of help yourself. With doing that, I got better. And then after all of that was better and I'm doing a lot better, I had a walker. I still have it in the house. I put it down 2000. I put it down last year after I went on my vegan diet and started getting even better. Then I was able to put down the walker. But I'm doing so much better now. I still have a little bit of issues, but we always have issues. But I'm doing better, thousands better. I'm strong. I'm feeling hundreds better. You hear the owl? First time I've heard an owl in a while. Yes, I hear the owl, the birds. I don't hear the whippoorwill. I usually hear the whippoorwill at night when we coming home, going in the house. I didn't hear it last night, but I heard the whippoorwill Saturday night when we was coming in. Yeah. And what else did I hear? Yeah. But it's a wonderful day. The sun is hot. I love it out here. I do my meditation. Meditation is a wonderful thing. I know some people said they don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to meditate either. But I needed to know how to meditate. August of last year, I needed to do the meditation. I didn't know how. So you know what I did? I went online and use my intuition and going through different sites, listening to meditation and see what resonates with me. And I find a meditation video. It's self meditation. Show you how to do it yourself. And that resonated with me because I don't like that, hypnotic going off, other people's stuff. I like to be fully aware of what I'm doing and meditate. Show me how to meditate myself. I do it myself. That way, you know, if you're doing it yourself, it lasts forever because and it's free. You don't have to pay somebody to do what you can do if you learn it yourself. That's me. I've always been that way. Like my video before this, and that's why I have so many electronics cars because back in '95, I hear that beautiful hour. I wanted to learn how to repair computers myself. So that's what I did. Tinker with it. And I said, well, I'm gonna go to school. And so at age 45, I went to school. Went back to school after 18 years. 18 years, a husband and 4 kids. Basically in elementary school and middle school. I went back to college, took up computers, had massive headaches. Because they said that would help. What that thing is, Alzheimer's. Which I did a online evaluation and see that I was having that. But they said you can reverse that. So I went on there and learned something new. Computers. I was basically I was in like the top 10 in my class. I was in the class with everybody who called the super smart geniuses. That's the class I was in. Because I'm like, if I'm gonna learn this stuff, I need to be around super smart people who's smarter than I am. So I worked really hard, failed my very first computer class, a D, which to me is failing. Is I didn't like that. Very first computer class, they put me in the hardest class ever. I made a D. But you know, I retook that class, and you know what I did? Got a A. Got a A. He was like, wow. And so I've been taking extremely hard, challenging classes ever since. And then I graduated March in 2013 because my MS got so bad I literally couldn't continue going to the college because I spent 2 of those years online laying in my bed sick. When the hours I was feeling okay, I would get up, do my online classes. I would couldn't see, would go blind, would be too weak, and I would go to sleep. And I would wake up, do my classes, and I spent 2 years doing that. But the last 6 classes had to be done on the campus, so I had like 4 classes. I did 2 classes, got past it, and couldn't do any more. So I didn't even finish the last 4 classes. So I went ahead. I've already finished enough to get my specialist certificate and my user support certificate. I got those 2 degrees. So I went ahead and marched and graduated with those. I wanted to get the last 4 classes to get that associates. I was on like 4 classes from the associates, but my body gave out, so I couldn't finish. I couldn't get those 4. And I couldn't. And I, well, was I able to do it online? I would have. But those had to be done on campus because there was electronic work. Like you go in there, take these different electronics apart, put them together, and make them work. I passed that, but I basically know how to do it. But now I'm disabled, so I'm on disability since 2010 because I physically can't. I physically couldn't do it. Mentally, I can do it. Mentally, I can do anything. I can do anything I really want to do if I really want to do it. My motto is if I can't do it, it's because I haven't learned it. The only reason I can't do something is because I didn't go out there and learn how to do it. This is how I see things. Physically, you may not be able to do things because of what stuff you're going through. Physically, I couldn't do things, but if I had to lay down, sit back in a chair and do it, I can do it. So, programming, software, anything that like a physical electronic, like me plugging up that in my video before this one, my newly I went to the Goodwill and got that little speaker. I wanted a speaker because I need stuff to be a little loud sometimes. I got that speaker and I love those disco lights. I was standing around in the Goodwill, plugging it up, electronics, getting it all working, and people like, "Oh, what is that? How do you do that?" I mean, they're showing them the different things about it. You know, they was like, "Oh, I don't know anything. Well, my granddaughter can do electronics." I'm 57 years old. This lady's about my age, so I'm a little older, and she's comparing me to her granddaughter as far as dealing with electronics. Well, since I'm 45 years old, I've decided that I'm going to be an electronic person because I didn't want to get left behind. I said, well, I get left behind, but I said, well, when I get around 55 and I don't know electronics, I'm going to have to go to go to my kids. They do this. I'll go to my grandkids. They do this. And for the most part, my grandkids are the one. Had I not learned electronics, my grandkids are the one I would be going to because my kids, to me. Well, Mama, this and that's like my son in North Carolina. He has his own graphic design business. He bought a laptop and it's a laptop, I guess it was some company laptop. And he couldn't get past the security on it because they keep blocking him off the internet because it's a security put on there. So I'm like, okay, son, he's a little technology, natural technology engineer. He just learned it. He didn't go to school for anything. I went to school because I wanted to get that school part of it. So I went to school for that. But all that stuff that he can do, he asked me, he said, well, Mama, this and that. And he remember when I fixed this laptop before. Okay, I got disconnected for a moment. I'm outside, so the phone could make it pretty hot. But anyway, I don't know where it ended at. But anyway, 4 hours later, my son, his laptop was fixed. He was back on Facebook and all of that. But my grandkids, they're pretty savvy, especially that 9-year-old, his son. He's pretty computer savvy. Anything that I can go in there and do, he can do. Anything I can do, he can do. Because I've been training him since he born. I'm sick in the bed online doing my schoolwork, and he grew up in the bed with me. And I will put my iPad in front of him, and he grew up on iPad. He grew up on iPhone. He grew up when he turned 1. He got on the laptop, and I gave him a game from I was in school at the time, and I gave him my computer game that teacher give us for class. I gave him that when he was like 3, and he learned. And he sat there and he played on that laptop all by himself. Now he's 9. He still comes to me asking me, well, grandma this and grandma that. I show it to him. I tell him and he figures it out. But anyway, I'm out here in this sun. It could get very hot out here. Cause I know my electronic gets hot out here. I got my iPad up under my chair in the shade, so it won't get hot and cut off. But anyway, nice talking with y'all. And I will be back with another video. Bye.